6.2 V8 is definitely torquey. I mean, it punches, that's for sure. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be looking at the all-new GMC Sierra 1500 Denali. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Provo GMC for giving me some time with this Sierra. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you're wondering, this particular GMC Sierra is available for sale right now. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Craig. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 15 around town and then 19 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. Before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, notice how it's raised there in the center and it kind of like dips down on either side a little bit and then it goes up yet again. Definitely a distinctive look for the Sierra. And then coming down below, look how massive this chrome grille is. You do have a camera there at the bottom of the GMC logo. You've got these C-shaped LED accent lights or daytime running lights, whatever you want to call them, LED headlamps. We've got the parking sensors on the front end with the chrome tow hooks. And then pulling it all together, I'm a big fan of the Sierra's new front end styling. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 275/60/20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see with the design on the wheel, it's got that kind of like normal luxury truck look. Now this Denali does have all-terrain tires, and then you have independent front suspension. We've got a 6.2 liter V8 badge, we have a Denali badge down below, and then you guys can see here with little splash guard, and then we have the power side steps that are tucked in. And then when you put it all together, the chrome trim definitely pops out quite a bit, especially against the black paint on this particular truck. And the Sierra still does utilize leaf springs, which the camera doesn't want to focus on apparently. There you go. So here's our key fob for the Sierra. You've got the GMC logo there on the back. We have our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate. Now we have a payload capacity of 1,456 pounds with this Denali, and then notice we do have the LED lights here, and then you've got little grab handle which helps out with getting in, and then we do have a full power outlet here as well, and it says Denali there on the back. And then of course this one does have the multi-pro tailgate, which also doubles as a step, so pretty cool. Now getting the multi-pro back up does require some muscles, so you basically just do a big bicep curl and then you put it back into place. Now here are the taillights for the Sierra. You've got that cool C-shaped design, and then you can see with all of the badges here on the back. We do have the bumper steps, and then we've got parking sensors here with the squished exhaust tips. Towing capacity is about 8,900 pounds with this truck. Now we've got really nice leather here at the top of the door panel with wood trim. You can see it's like cowhide texture down below, and then look at the cross stitch design. That is beautiful. And you can see the stitching down below that. And then we do have power steps. And then popping to the seats, notice we have that cowhide texture yet again with the leather perforated here. We do have the behind the seat storage, and I love that cross stitch design. That is beautiful for sure. And then we do have the under seat storage on top of that. Legroom here in the back is actually pretty solid, and we've got a storage pocket here. We've got some cup holders, heated seats down below, USBs, and some vents. And then headroom's also good. And this, of course, has the cup holder armrest. Notice keyless entry. Now taking a look at the rest of the door panel, you can see really nice leather trim. Look at the wood trim with the silver trim. That looks fantastic. And again, the cowhide texture with the cross-stitch design. And then Denali right there. We do have memory seats. The front two windows are automatic. And then the mirrors do have a power fold function. And it's got blind spot monitoring. And then look at the speakers for the Bose sound system. That's fancy. Here is the front seat. So you guys can see the headrest and then Denali logo down below. Again, you've got that cowhide texture. And then look at the cross-stitch design here, and we do have all of our adjustments there on the side, and then Denali yet again. So we've got these controls here for the heads-up display. The steering wheel is power adjustable, and then down below we've got stuff for like the parking brake. This is your drive line select. This does have a four-wheel high as well as a four-wheel low and a four-wheel auto. Drive mode select, that's for your tow haul mode, and then all of your light controls are in that area. Full leather wrapped steering wheel here. We do have paddle shifters on the back for that 10-speed automatic. There are radio controls just down below the paddle shifters. Controls for the center stack, your voice command controls, Denali logo there in the center. And then we have our cruise control with this. And of course, we've got our turn signal / windshield wiper stock. Now the new GMC Sierra has this full digital gauge cluster here in the center. Notice on a full tank, we've got almost 500 miles of range. Now we do have cool animations there off to the side, so notice tow haul mode, it has an animation. And then we also have a sport mode and then an off-road mode on top of that. We've got this cool 360 camera here. You guys can see we've got the bird's eye view there and then the backup camera, and I can literally see out of every single angle with this truck. Definitely a big fan of GM's new camera system overall. It even has a bed camera as well. Now, moving on from that to the rest of the infotainment system, you can see response time is fantastic. We do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've got this auxiliary screen that is making the camera not want to focus. So now it'll focus because we have the clock on. We have our gigantic stop-start button here, and then you guys can see we've got our dual-zone climate controls right next to that. We do have heated and cooled seats here with the Denali, and then tons of controls down here. We'll just go through all of them. So, lane departure, parking sensors, auto stop-start, tailgate drop-down, hazard lights, stability control, hill descent control, and then that is the control to roll down all the windows at once. Shifter for that 10-speed automatic transmission. We got some cup holders right here. Trailer brake controls already integrated from the factory, and then look at this center console. Again, that nice cowhide texture. Tons of storage space. You do have a wireless phone charging pad and some USBs. Now, lighting's not great here, but you guys can see we've got this nice leather dash, and that goes to the glove boxes and everything. Notice like the cool fade here with the wood trim, and look at the leather down below. That's beautiful. Speaking of those glove boxes, they do in fact open. So there's your storage. Now, this does in fact have the camera mirror, and with a power sliding rear window on top of that. No sunroof with this one. So here's our window sticker for this 23 Denali. You guys can see 3-year 36,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, 5-year 60,000 mile on the powertrain, and then got a bunch of standard equipment. So base price on the Denali, $67,100. The V8 is a $2,500 option, well, almost $2,500 bucks. And you can see all the rest of the packages on this. Total MSRP on this one, $76,200. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about the visibility before we set off here. Here's your visibility of the hood, and hopefully you can now see the heads-up display. Both of the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So, setting off in this 23 Denali. And, you know, the Denali is actually a really nice luxury truck, and this isn't even like the ultimate version of the Denali, because you also have the Denali Ultimate. And I sadly still haven't had a chance to drive and review a Denali Ultimate, like a full review of one, because, well, they sell really quick because it's such a nice luxury truck. But I at least got to review that Yukon Denali Ultimate, which has the same interior as the Denali Ultimate. That's a lot of ultimates in one sentence. But anyways, with this truck, suspension's really smooth. That's something that GM's really good at. Again, despite the fact that this truck still utilizes leaf springs, it has a very comfortable ride. And then on top of that, seat cover is actually really good. This the leather definitely is soft. I would say that these seats are softer than the seats you'll get in like a Chevy Silverado High Country, for example. I just reviewed one of those recently that has the new Duramax diesel in it. And this definitely feels a little bit more plush, if you guys are wondering. And then aside from that, I just really like this interior. Like, they've done such a good job with improving this interior. 6.2 V8 is definitely torquey. I mean, it punches, that's for sure. 460 pound-feet of torque. Now, I'm actually driving this back-to-back with an Escalade that has the Duramax. Now, in the Escalade, it doesn't have the new higher outputs that the Duramax will have for the half-ton truck. But what I can tell you is, I like the Duramax more than the 6.2 V8 now. Like, I love the 6.2 V8, don't get me wrong. Like, this, in terms of V8s and trucks, is like my top pick because I like the sound, I like the torque. But GM makes such a good 3-liter diesel that I would go diesel over V8, but that's just me personally. Again, I understand diesel prices are crazy, so if you don't want to pay crazy prices at the pump, then probably stick with the gas engines. But yeah, going off this little kind of bumpy road, ride quality is really good. Cabin's quiet as well. And I think they've done a good job with, you know, just capturing a luxury experience here with this new Denali. And the thing that impresses me the most, again, is the fact that this isn't its ultimate form. Again, this is, you know, this isn't, you know, I wouldn't call this a base model Denali, but, you know, it technically kind of is, because it's not the ultimate. Get on a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, just look at that. That's just so torquey. So summing things up, I love how this truck looks. I love how it drives as well. And I mean, you know, $76,000 is definitely a lot of money, but you know, at this point, like a fully loaded Ram 1500 Limited, you're looking at like over $80,000. A Ford F-150 Limited, you're looking at over $80,000. And so, you know, I wouldn't call $76,000 a bargain, but when you compare it to its competition, just listen to that V8. But when you compare it to its competition, this is, you know, looking like a pretty solid value. Let me know what you guys think about it. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this GMC Sierra 1500. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Provo GMC for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see ya.